Alrighty. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Bree Talby. I am a senior this year at Ball State University. Today, I'm going to be presenting my research report for the survey I conducted for Ball State events. This project pretty much brings all of our research case assignments throughout the semester together. So just to briefly set an agenda, I'm going to walk us through the purpose of my research, how I collected the data, what I found, and what I recommend for Ball State to do to improve their attendance on events. So for my executive summary, the main goal of this research is to understand how students interact with Ball State's communication platforms and what are the actual motivators for students to attend. I found that students see a lot of information nearly daily. So when they're getting that event information, it's not always something that's acted upon. My research will show you why. All right, so my research objectives are pretty simple. I want to know which platforms students use, which ones they trust, what motivates them, what changes would they make to events if they could, what would make communication more effective from a student standpoint. And getting into my research method, I used a descriptive cross-sectional survey. It was shared through email and QR codes, and also on posters, although I'll get into later detail why that's not super effective. I used convenience sampling, which means I basically use students who were the easiest to access or most willing. I collected over 100 responses from Ball State students, undergrad and graduate. Moving into my survey design. The survey included multiple choice, the Likert scale, ranking questions, and an open-ended question. All of these were coded in a data sheet in Excel, which I have attached at the end as well. All right, so moving into attendance frequency and channels used. So it looks like email is going to be our heavy hitter in all aspects. It's the number one communication channel at a whopping 78%. Social media is also popular. As we all know, social media can be conflicting, so our students aren't exactly, they're taking those with a grain of salt, and they're expecting facts from an email chain. Most students either occasionally attend events or very rarely. This shows awareness is not the issue. These students know that these events exist from the email and the social media and posters and word of mouth and all of these channels. However, they just don't have that drive to go. There's no motivation there. Okay, just ignore that. All right, so now I'm going to jump into some of those motivators that actually help students attend. So coming in at number one is our food, free food, that is at 38%. Students are very likely to attend an event that has free food. The second biggest motivator is extra credit. You'll find that extra credit can be a big motivator for a lot of things, but especially events for harder classes that help boost up grades. That's going to be our best bet. For the Likert averages, free food increases attendance by 3.9. Friends inviting students increases attendance 3.7, and visually appealing ads 3.4. While this is important, it's definitely not the most important. All right, so moving into timing preferences, it's very clear that our students here at Ball State University prefer events in the evening with 44%. And not far behind is the afternoon. Coming in last, we have the morning. I think morning really should be reserved for really specific commuters, ROTC, those kinds of things. So for trust and effectiveness, email was by far, like I mentioned earlier, the most trusted, while Canvas / Navigate are falling behind email. The most effective, again, is emails and also Canvas and Navigate notifications. At least coming from me personally as a student, if I'm getting a notification on Canvas and I'm getting an email about it, I know it's the real deal. So to go over my key insights, the biggest insight is that Ball State does not have an awareness problem. We've done a somewhat good job at making these events apparent to students. Students see the messages. The challenge is getting them to actually attend. Timing, relevance, incentives, all of these things are key to rising that attendance number. All right. To conclude, like I said, awareness is not our issue. Students just need clear, relevant information posted in the afternoon, incentives, and get rid of the posters, guys. No, people are looking at them, but nobody's following up. And finally, some recommendations. Like I said, reduce that reliance on posters. Use peer ambassadors. This is honestly a position that I would personally love to have. Use food and extra credit as incentives. Schedule events in the afternoon. Standardize event messaging, and prioritize email and Canvas notifications. I want to thank you all for listening, and I'm happy to answer any questions if you'd like to shoot that my way. I had a great semester, and thank you.